do you see the scenario for investments in Brazil?
I think the scenario is quite favorable. The central bank has been cautious but very watchful about how to address the challenge of inflation, and I think we will overcome that. Also, the government has understood that it has to signal with new opportunities for capital be applied in Brazil in a fruitful way in infrastructure and other areas. You hear and you read in the newspapers about opening up the airports to private investment. So all of these are good signals for any investor. You can be confident that growth will continue with caution, but in a very sound footing.
What do you see about fixed income and equity market?
I think that in fixed income, like I mentioned, the central bank is cautious, so of course the whole market has been cautious. I'm sure that they may increase interest rate the pace that they feel necessary to check inflation. So that's the perspective in the very short run. I think one very interesting thing in fixed income that will take maybe a few more months to have a complete picture will be in the part of corporate bonds. There is great demand for corporate bonds, and the government is really working very hard to create an environment that's positive for this type of assets. With respect to equities, I think that as growth in Brazil continues to be supported by the domestic demand as well as a worldwide demand for commodities, there is a good environment. I think that has been an adjustment, especially because early this year there was this flight from emerging markets to developed market, especially in the equity space. But I think that the possibility to resumption of, say, price increases in the equity market is quite positive in Brazil.
And the better sectors to invest in equity?
I think that everything that has to do with logistics, with infrastructure in Brazil, will continue to grow. I think there is a clear commitment of the government to facilitate the participation of the private sector in these areas. So I'm pretty bullish about that. And I think that also in the domestic demand, more broadly speaking, consumer goods, we also have a lot of support in the period forward.